Southwest.com, our starting lineups as we get near first pitch time here. Brandon Hyde lines the Orioles up like this. Hanser Alberto leading off at second base. Santander in right field. Jose Iglesias DHing today. Give him a little rest with that quad injury. Day game after a night game. Rio Ruiz, who had a big night last night, he is the cleanup hitter at third base. Renato Nunez at first. Dwight Smith's in left field. And the 7, 8, 9 hitters, catcher Pedro Severino, Austin Hayes in center, and Pat Valaika is the shortstop today.
They will take their swings off the veteran 34-year-old Jake Arrieta. See what he's done this year. Just 2 starts. He's 1-1, a very good ERA, 2.45. Worked in 11 innings, 10 punch-outs, and just 1 walk for the right-hander.
The old powder blues for the Phillies today. May have had something like that on back in the day in '83 when the Orioles beat them in the World Series.
Yeah.
So we're set to go. 4:05 start. Rain delay. Looks like the weather is good in Philadelphia, and away we go. First pitch hitting, base hit, Hanser Alberto. He does not take long to go to work. Alberto leads the American League in multi-hit games, is tied for third with 3 hit games, extra base hits. Just run down the list.
Here's a look at Arrieta. This is StatCast powered by Google Cloud. You see that sinking fastball has horizontal break. Got a lot of movement to it, 15.8, but look at the changeup, the vertical break on the changeup, 35.6 inches, and that's his main 2 pitches. Fastball, changeup. He will use the slider, but whatever one's better, what he'll stick with between the changeup and the slider.
Santander takes a ball in the dirt. 16 RBIs for him, tied for 5th most in the American League. Has an RBI in each of his last 6 games. That's a career high for him. He's driven in 9 runs in the last 6 games. Arrieta ready with the 1-0 pitch. Ball back out of play, 1-1. Well, Jake Arrieta's story is a little rags to riches, because when he screaming, oh my gosh, how can they give up on Jake Arrieta, when he left here, because he had opportunities, just couldn't cash in and then put it together.
Yeah, he always had a huge arm, like the fastball, I mean the stuff, but he never could put it together. I went back and looked. 63 starts with the Orioles. He went 20-25 and an ERA of 5.50 here with the Orioles. He just simply couldn't get ahead, and that doesn't scream keep me. That screams trade me, you know, and try to get some prospects. But he figured something out when he left Baltimore, and he has turned it on. Of course, ended up winning the Cy Young in 15, and now for his career, 107.
Was here, was just all over the place. Strikes to Santander. Lined to the third baseman, throw over to first. It's a double play. Line drive, double play. Santander hit it on the nose, and Alberto doubled off first.
Well, twice Alberto last night on line drives held the bag. Didn't get doubled off, but not this time. Just got a little bit too far out, and you're right. 2 balls hit hard so far, but unfortunately for Santander, right to the third baseman, over to first base, and this is an easy double play and not the way the Orioles wanted to start.
That's Alec Boehm over at third base for the Phils today, making his major league debut. Started that double play. Jose Iglesias. That's a strike. Arrieta had 0-2. Threw it by him for strike 3. Orioles down in the first. Did get a hit from Alberto. Today he leads off. Gene Segura at second base, Bryce Harper in right field, JT Realmuto is the catcher. Didi Gregorius at shortstop. Alec Bohm is the third baseman, making his major league debut. Jay Bruce in left field. Neil Walker's at first base. And Roman Quinn in center field for the Phillies.
And they'll take their swings off the right-hander, Thomas Eshelman. He's been pretty solid this year. Walk many batters at all. Opponents hitting .250 off of Thomas Eshelman.
McCutchen takes a strike. Three for 8 in the series with a couple of RBIs. And this is inside. Sean Barber, the home plate umpire. Bill Welke at first base. Pat Hoberg at second. And Ramon De Jesus, the third base.
He will use it a lot. Nearly 50% of the time it's got some good running and sinking action to it. Use the fastball inside enough. Use a changeup, breaking balls away. Behind Thomas Eshelman, Dwight Smith Jr. in left field, Austin Hayes roaming in center, Anthony Santander over in right field. Your double play combination, Pat Valleca and Hanser Alberto at second base. Rio Ruiz over at third. Renato Nunez gets a start at first base, and Pedro Severino behind home plate. There's Nunez over at first base.
Infield pop-up that dropped on the mound that he called for and kind of tripped crossing the mound. 2 for 7 in the series, a home run and 2 RBIs. That's a strike. The suspended game against the Nats at 5:05, and then the regularly scheduled game to follow that. 1-2 pitch. Got him on strikes. Down swinging. Segura 2 down.
Well, not exactly where he wanted. It looked like Pedro Severino, the catcher for the Orioles, wanted that ball in the inside corner. But the key is it's down. See, Pedro set up in. This ball is kind of more middle to middle away, but he gets the swing and miss. And here's the splits. This is your PNC Bank inside the numbers. Last year, a little bit different year. Left-handed batters, Eshelman was pretty good at. Right-handed batters crushed him at 359. More normal what you'll see from a right-hander. The left-handers are doing the work off of Eshelman this year, and he's made some adjustments on the right-handers. Only hitting 200 off of him.
Bryce Harper at the plate. Harper 4 for 8 in the series, a homer, 2 RBIs. At the knees, just missed. Alberto playing short right field.
Harper gets down the line, and if he hits a regular routine ground ball to Alberto where he is right now, it is going to be bang bang at first base. Harper can run. We saw him steal a base last night. There's a good changeup, and that's what Eshelman's going to have to do. He's going to have to pitch behind in the count, meaning he'll have to throw something other than a fastball in fastball counts. Harper's off to a good start. 341 average, 3 home runs, or 4 home runs rather, 10 RBIs.
Eshelman shakes off Severino. Now he's ready. 2-1 pitch. Good breaking ball. 2-2. Today's game scheduled to start at 4:05. Rain delayed. First pitch was at 5:40. Waiting on deck, JT Realmuto. 2-2 to Harper. 2 down, nobody on. Score. Eshelman could give Brandon Hyde 5+ innings. He'd be thrilled. The bullpen has had a lot of use. Ground ball right side, and that'll do that. Harper bounces out. Eshelman gets some 1-2-3. We'll go into the second. No score. Four, 5, and 6 for the Orioles. Brandon Hyde sends up Rio Ruiz, Renato Nunez, and Dwight Smith. Orioles got a leadoff base hit from Hanser Alberto in the first, but then Santander ripped a line drive down to third that turned into a double play. Rio Ruiz, what a night he had last night. Hit the long ball and then just looked like Brooks Robinson Jr. over at third base last night, turning 3 double plays, and the diving catch he made where he rolled the ball to second base, just phenomenal play.
Yeah, and the home run. I mean, just no doubt in my mind, in his short MLB career, it was his most complete game that he's had. He looked good at the plate, and that play that's going to be, that's going to be another run for the Phillies, and it's a whole different ball game. It's already turned a couple of double plays in there. I mean, this play right here, I mean, lays out as he's going down, shovels it to Alberto, who stretches like a first baseman, and that got the Orioles off the field. Runner at third base at the
You sent him down last year because he came back, seemed like another player, and he said we talked about some baseball things, but he said basically I told him you got to act like you're the guy. You do this now, get down there, get ready, and come back here and do it. And so far he's followed that advice, and he is playing with confidence now.
And it's when you're a young player and you're just feeling your way and you're just trying to stick in the big leagues, it's hard to have confidence, unless you're having a lot of success. And Rio at the time was not having a ton of success. Now when he came back, he hit 7 of his 12 home runs when he came back. And so the last 38 games of the season for the Orioles, offensively, he got a spark. He figured some things out, and that's really carried over this year.
They had that big walk-off against Osuna, the Astros closer. Knocked
runs, and all of a sudden the confidence goes through the roof, and now the defense has really come on.
Full count pitch. Took a little off that one. And Ruiz down on strikes. Second strikeout sends Renato Nunez to the plate. Jake Arrieta, the resume, 2015 National League Cy Young Award winner. 2 career no-hitters in 15 and 16. Breaking ball misses down. Then he had a Cubs franchise best 20 consecutive wins, tied for the 3rd longest streak in Major League history. ERA. What's happening here?
Fan ran on the field.
Where did that come from? Something going on. Bill Welke, the crew chief.
Oh, that's a sprinkler head. That's a cap that goes over the top of a sprinkler head. So that means there's a little bit of a hole right there. They want to get that thing pushed back down.
Absolutely.
That's a whole sprinkler. Actually, the sprinkler head came totally out.
Yeah, that's an ankle waiting to happen.
Yeah, got to get that pushed back in. I don't know if the water came on for a second and shot it out of the ground or what happened. But obviously that was not like that when the game began. There you go. That's
okay. Several have popped up. We got a little grounds crew work to be done here.
That's sprinkler heads, but that almost might be drains, like you know, for water. They had a lot of rain. Almost like something just popped them out. I don't know if it was air.
Yeah. What is going on in this 2020 baseball season? Yeah, Bill Welke screamed all of a sudden. Wasn't sure what was happening, but he noticed that before somebody chasing a fly ball or a pop-up.
Can't forget the cell phone.
Gosh. Meanwhile, Jake Arrieta on the hill.
He's tightening something up. It's almost like there's air or something coming out of it. It keeps the valves or something. I don't know.
Anything you can.
You spend enough time on a baseball field playing and coaching, you learn how to drag the field and water the field. And
Cal Ripken Sr. was best for all of that, right? Need something fixed,
he was.
or get a field ready. Was a low minor league manager too. You're doing all that stuff. You're groundskeeper, you're the manager, you're doing it all. Here's Nunez back to work, and he takes a strike.
He showed you that horizontal movement on that two-seam fastball earlier, and that's what Arrieta does a lot to the right-handers. He starts that fastball kind of off the plate away from him and has it just kind of leak back.
Right field. Harper gets there. Nunez set down. Maryland's lottery contestants of the game: Marguerite Harris from Baltimore and Regina Jones from an any fast play from Maryland Lottery. Enter your tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com. Orioles popped 3 out last night. White Smith to the plate. See the numbers on him. 278, 2 homers, 5 driven in.
He's had a good series too. 4 for 8 in this series with an RBI. Got a base hit off a lefty late in the ball game in game 1. Remember the right center field double that he hit?
Hot stuff down there. Show your support, raise awareness with an exclusive. Phillies second coming up. Eshelman got him in order in the first. He'll have Real Muto, Gregorius, and Bohm, the rookie making his major league debut for the Phils. It's 1 for 8 in the series for Real Muto. He's tied for 5th in the National League with those 5 home runs, and tied for 8th with his 13 runs driven in.
Yeah, the Phillies are going to have a big decision to make on him here shortly.
And that will have impact on other players too, because if they cash in and give him the big dollars that he's going to get. The other thing you wonder, Ben, is how with no fans
trade deadline and who could be traded and not. I mean, all those things are going to factor in when you're not getting the revenue that you typically get.
Pop back out of play, 1-2.
You wonder if salaries are going to go down, or free agent salaries going to go down. Can owners afford to pay?
And some teams that normally might go after him with a big deal are going, maybe not this year.
Yeah, because he's a rare commodity, right? He's a catcher that can catch.
9 bases last year too. Not many catchers are running, but that's what kind of athlete he is. Talked about him in high school in Oklahoma. Won 2 state championships in football and baseball. Former Yankee D. Told you about him wearing a mask just about everywhere he goes. He's got an underlying condition, a kidney condition, trying to protect himself. Swings and misses. Strike 1.
Well, Eshelman's got them all working so far. He's got some good movement on that fastball. He's shown the breaking ball and the changeup. Glorious 3-game hitting streak.
It's a ball and a strike. Eshelman's retired the first 4 in order.
Eshelman had 10 appearances last year, 4 starts mixed in there. He was 1-2 with a 6.5 ERA last year for the Orioles.
Popped him up. Coming to the plate, his major league debut.
Yeah, he was a 3rd overall pick a couple of years ago out of Wichita State.
3 different levels. Started at low A ball, moved up to high A, and then double A, where he played real well.
There's the numbers right there. 305 with 21 home runs, 80 RBIs, and that's what he did at Wichita State. He was a power hitter, hit a lot of home runs. The question was the defense, was how good could the defense be? They say he's made real improvements on that. 6'4", 6'5". He didn't have a very timid swing, that's for sure.
Eshelman ready, 1-1 pitch. This missed down. What do you remember about your major league debut?
Just being so nervous. You know, it was unusual. Frank Robinson always did some unusual things. So I came out of the bullpen on an 0-2 count to Corey Schneider with runners on 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
A little high leverage, right? That's Rip. The kid's got his first major league hit. It's into the corner for a double. Throw that ball in the dugout. Alec Bohm.
That's how you want to get your big league career started. Go there and get you a base hit right away.
Now, who's going to fake that they're throwing into the stands? You always pull that one, right? You had the Rick Sutcliffe story, right?
Yeah, where he spelled the name wrong, you know, and then you give it to him after the game, spell his name just totally wrong, just act like you ruined it, but with a BP ball instead of a real ball. He kind of waits back on this breaking ball. It left more middle in. This ball's laced right down the line past a diving Rio Ruiz. That boy had the ball in his hand, the bat and the ball.
Check swing roller. Ruiz across, and that's that. So the Phils retired in the 2nd. Alec Bohm will remember that one. No score.
Game, and there's Pedro Severino. Take a look at this. Home runs. Fastest exit. Sports.
Got a night off last night as Chance Cisco came in and ball, no strikes to Severino. Brandon Hyde says he's excited to see where his offensive game is going because he thinks there's a lot left, a lot more improvement there.
Yeah, Brandon Hyde said he thinks he's just tapping into his potential as an offense.
So Severino, who is third among major league catchers in batting. For kid-friendly games, activities, and more, all with special summer camp themes. This week, spark creativity with Birdland arts and crafts like coloring pages featuring Oriole players and DIY paper crafts. Be part of the summer fun today at Orioles.com/digital kids corner. So we'll lead off man Severino on, and Austin Hayes to the plate. Strike at the knees.
Austin Hayes, a little bit of a rough night last night. 3 punch outs, 0 for 4. He is 2 for 9 in this series. There's that inside the park home run, 2 RBIs.
One strike pitch inside for a ball, 1-1. Orioles have won 2 one-run games in this series. 10-9 in a crazy extra inning affair in game 1. And then 5-4 yesterday.
Yeah, it's good to see them win because they've had trouble with close games this year. You know.
He had a 1-0 and a 2-1 in there. That's when the bats just went dormant for about.
Looked really good
Before
and
after.
Yeah, you show up. Miami comes to town. You get an off day. They come to town for 4, and it's just like they scored 1 run in the first 3 games and only got 10 hits.
2-1 pitch. Pretty good swing, but he fouled it back. Arrieta ready with the 2-2 to Hayes. That's off the plate. Full count.
Seems like the fastball command has not been quite as good so far this inning.
Pops it up, short right field. Is it going to fall? No, Harper there makes a sliding grab, 1 down. Severino gets back to first.
First base, but Severino recovered. You see how hard he's breathing. He was off and moving on the pitch. I like the aggressiveness. Try to get a head start right there. He's got to realize to get back. Segura, the second baseman, was kind of tricking him, acting like he was fielding a ground ball right there.
Yeah.
It's been a gentleman's agreement, and in the last few years, you don't do that because you don't want a guy to slide and hurt himself. That was the whole idea of it.
And if Harper doesn't have to make the sliding catch there, if he makes it standing up, he might be able to double him off at first. He's been a nice piece. Play him anywhere on the infield. That's a ball 2-0.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, when spring training began and summer camp began, I'm not sure Pat Valaika was really had a chance of making his team, because you look. But both of those guys went down in summer camp, and it really opened the door, for Pat Valaika and Andrew Velasquez to make the team.
2-0 got the fastball and fouled it back, but it was up in the zone.
Because Richie Martin's one of those guys that can really run. You can put him pretty much at any position in the infield. And you could almost stick him in the outfield too. He played the outfield a couple times last year late in ball games.
Literally a tough break for him because he's another guy that needs mileage, right? He's developing, just needs to play more.
Well, he's one of those guys, kind of like Baum, that skipped AAA totally. He was a Rule 5 guy, so he had to stick in the big leagues the whole year last year.
2-1 bounced up the middle, could be 2 to second for 1, on to first for a double play. So Arrieta out of the inning. Orioles down in the third. Still long night in July of 2004. Miguel Tejada drove in the winning run with a 16th inning single. 6 hours and 15 minutes of baseball that night. The Orioles got a 7-6 win over the Phillies.
Well, he drove in a lot of runs in his career with the Orioles, didn't he?
That's
Talk
some
about a good
big seasons.
The Escherman, 27 total pitches. As expected, filling the zone up. 17 strikes, 10 balls.
Orioles with 2 hits and the Phillies with 1. Walker, pretty good run with the Pirates. Had some years where he hit 20 homers, drove in 80-some runs. And a real interesting story about his dad, who pitched for the Pirates as well, Tom Walker. Tom Walker was a teammate and a friend of Roberto Clemente, and he helped him load the airplane that Clemente chartered to bring relief supplies to Nicaragua after the earthquake, and he was supposed to be on that flight. His father, Tom Walker, that crashed on New Year's Eve in 1972 and took the life of the great Roberto Clemente. Walker bounces out, 1 down. Roman Quinn to the plate. His play in center field on the base hit from Austin Hayes that turned into a game-winning 2-run inside the park home run. He came charging in, made a diving attempt, and the ball got by him, rolled to the wall, and Austin Hayes touched all 4 of them. Print. Double. Second fastest player in Major League Baseball. Roman Quinn with a ringing double.
Sometimes that speed it gets you in trouble off the bat at 82 miles an hour. Kind of like a pitcher with a blazing fastball. Sometimes you think you can throw every ball by people. Sometimes you have that kind of speed from a defensive standpoint. You think you can run every ball down, and it cost the Phillies in game 1 of this series. Good job by Santander to get that ball in, because if he bobbles it just
McCutchen gets a day off his legs, and you pointed it out, Ben. We saw him hit an extra base hit the other day, and just running, you can tell he's still, that knee is still a little gimpy that he had the ACL surgery on last June. Firm fastball on the
most outfielders, but not the McCutchen speed. Of course, he's got some years on him now. 33 years old.
Eshelman ready, the 0-1 pitch. Foul back. 0-2. Pretty good hack there. He was in attack mode, McCutchen.
Well, Severino's got to be really careful not to set up on the second base bag, which is always a signal to the hitter the ball's coming inside. And that's exactly what happened. That's why he had such a good swing at that ball. Let's see if he sets up a little bit later, because you can see Quinn's looking in, trying to pick up something right now.
0-2. Bounce to short. Iglesias across, and he got him. Got him by a step.
Watch this. Backhand keeps his momentum going, and strong throw and accurate right across the diamond. I mean, just by inches. See, there's a little bit of a limp there. You can see it. And I promise you, if he's healthy, he beats that out.
Yeah, he gave it the best he had. He knew he had a shot. I said Iglesias, but Paleka at short. Iglesias the DH today. Fly ball left field. Smith calling for it. And that'll do the Phillies in the third. So a whole lot of pitching so far. Nothing on the board as we head to the fourth inning. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the redesigned 2020 RAV4. Ready for any adventure? Go Toyota and let's go places. Scott and Ben with you. Orioles in the city of brotherly love, trying to drop a sweep on the Phillies here. The Orioles won the first two games in this series. Today's game was scheduled at 4:05, got started at 5:40. Comes Hanser Alberto, who started the game off with a base hit.
Yeah, the Orioles have gotten the leadoff hitter back in the first inning. First batter of the game. See Arrieta's game arsenal: sinker, slider, changeup, curveball, and there it is, mostly fastball, slider.
Center field. Quinn is there, one out. Youth athletics, education, health, and military initiatives. Help us serve our community by suggesting nonprofit organizations, schools, or civic groups that we can support by donating autographed memorabilia. Learn more at Orioles.com/donations. Anthony Santander steps in. He hit a line drive, a screamer down to third, his first time up.
Yeah, the Orioles continue to be aggressive. And why not? Jake Arrieta typically likes to get ahead. Typically, it's going to be a fastball. And the Orioles have had a ton of success. Matter of fact, more success than any team in baseball this year attacking the first pitch.
Anthony's made his hits count. 11 of the 18 base hits he has for extra bases. He's driven in 16 runs. Ball and a strike. Arrieta delivers down low, 2-1. Alberto and Severino with the two Oriole hits off of Arrieta. Slice to left field. Jay Bruce there. 2 down.
Designated hitter, Jose Iglesias.
Jake Arrieta with the Orioles in 2010, 11, and 12. Started to get it going with the Cubs in 2014. Went 10-5 that year with a 2.53 ERA, and then 15 off the charts good, 22-6 with a 177. Iglesias takes off the plate for ball 1.
Yeah, it was an amazing turnaround from a guy that had a 5.5 ERA here in Baltimore, but mechanically he got better. The arm slot changed a little bit.
That one caught the corner for a strike.
Allowed 150 hits in 229, so he was dominant to say the least that year.
That whip was 0.86, Ben.
That'll do it.
That'll get you. Two down in the Oriole fourth. Expected more. They fired their manager after they went 500 a year ago. That one in on the hands, fought off by Iglesias. (17) of the first 18 are home games. Got a 12-game homestand, so they're going to have a lot of road work to do in the second half of this 60-game season. Iglesias ground ball into left field for a base hit. Third hit of the game for the Birds. So a 2-down base hit will send Rio Ruiz to the plate.
See, that came off the bat, 101.4.
Third baseman, Rio Ruiz.
Yeah, it's been, you know, it's pitching for the Phillies, you know, and not so much the starting pitching. You look at the starting pitching for the Phillies this year, 3.57 ERA.
That should be winning a lot of games, right?
That's 6th best, but when you go to that bullpen, it's right around 10. Of course, it's dead last in all of baseball. The offensive numbers this the place to look really than the pitching staff.
Ruiz takes down low for a ball.
I was looking at their defensive numbers too. They're fielding at 989. That's 3rd best in the National League. So that's the only glaring weakness you see with the Phillies. Defense is good, starting pitching's good, but it's the relievers that's had the problems this year.
Tampa, after their 6th straight win, they lead the Red Sox 10-5 in the 5th inning.
Boy, did they get hot. So that's a pitch he struck out Ruiz his first time up. A little backdoor breaking ball. Ruiz swung.
Iglesias on first, 2 down. 1-1 pitch to Ruiz. Went upstairs, couldn't catch up with it.
See Ruiz hitting runners. With runners on, 217, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. Iglesias not likely to run. He's still ginger on his leg just a little bit.
In the dirt, blocked by Real Muto. 2-2. Brandon Hyde asked about how will you handle the bullpen tomorrow with a basically game and a half, and he said, I'm worried about today. We'll deal with PNC, helping to make banking easier. And by Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Well, Arrieta being matched by Eshelman so far. Goose eggs on the board, both sides. Orioles with 3 hits to the Phillies 2 as the Phils come to bat in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, Eshelman's been outstanding. You know, but now he begins the part where he's had some struggles in the past, right? I mean, the second time through the lineup, he's one of those guys gets through that lineup, you know, really well typically the first time, but then hitters tend to make some adjustments off of Eshelman. We'll see if he can continue to do the things that he's been doing, and if he can't, they start to make adjustments. Can he adjust back? You look at the game arsenal so far by Eshelman. A lot of sliders is kind of what you thought. Equal use of the changeup and the curveball. Sinker 19% of the time, and the fastball.
Four and 5, Harper, Real Muto, and Gregorius. Harper laces one deep. Going to play this one off the wall. Austin Hayes up with it, and Harper's in with a stand-up double. Jumped on the first pitch. Bryce Harper with the 3rd hit of the night for the Phillies.
Yeah, he hit that one too. 108 off the bat. And Harper, for a power guy, he's very good at using the opposite field. We saw him in game 1 hit a 2-run homer off Castro, opposite field. Watch this swing. That's a really nice swing. Ball moving down and away from him. He thought he had it. A little bit of a bat flip. He thought that was going out. And why not in that ballpark? Seems like every time he gets in the air there, it almost goes out. 2nd double of the season.
So Harper on second. JT Real Muto steps in, bounced out his first at bat. He's 5 for 14, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, and a walk with runners in scoring position this year. Ben, you touched on this the other night. This is one of those situations. If Harper comes around and scores and you can hold him to 1,
yeah,
that's not going to hurt you. Just don't turn it in, as you said, to a crooked number.
That's right. That's what starting pitching is a lot of time, is bending but not breaking, not giving up the big inning. The big inning is what beats you.
And what we've seen from the Orioles is several games struggle up to 3-4 innings, and then a lot of big 5th innings, 6th innings, 7th innings, middle innings. They get after people, and
offense has done a lot of damage, you know, from the 6th inning on. Matter of fact, in that game 1, they 10 runs in the final 5 innings of that ball game. They had nothing to show for it.
Was it 5 hits and 5 runs off Strasburg in the 5th the other day after he'd shut him down for 4 innings?
Yeah, game 1 of the series, they didn't score a run the first 5 innings, but then the last 5 innings put up 10. We saw him make some adjustments against Strasburg, as you mentioned. Garrett Cole, while the Yankees were winning big, Cole goes back out for the 6th inning. The Orioles hit him hard.
2-1 to Real Muto. Harper out on second, nobody down, no score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Oh, just missed inside. Gregorius on deck.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. You don't want to put him on, but it's not the worst thing, because a double play would be in order then. But you don't want to lay one down the middle here. Really good pitch. So he comes back with a changeup. 3-1 count. Fastball count. Takes a little bit off. Here's Real Muto out in front.
Thomas Eshelman ready. The full count pitch to Real Muto. Pick off play. Harper back in. Answer with a smile and a word. If you get on second base, he's going to know your story by the time you go to third, right?
as close to second base as you can. It gives your outfield, in case there is a base hit, an opportunity to throw him out at home plate.
What's that one, Ben?
Fastball in. He shook off twice.
In the end, yeah.
I just hope Harper didn't see it.
Well, Real Muto saw it. Way back and gone. 2-run. Across the plate, he's been doing that. Like, hey, don't let this guy go away. Sign him. Real Muto's 6th homer of the year, and the Phillies on top 2-0. He'd been pretty quiet this series, Ben. He was about due.
Well, when you miss a spot, we told you about Eshelman. You know, Eshelman's has the kind of stuff that he's got to be spot on where he throws the ball and staying out of the middle of the play. But watch where this ball is. I mean, tries to go in, but this ball, if anything, is slightly away, more middle than it is anything. Real Muto.
Will be, can they sign him? Because there will be a lot of teams you would think in on a talent.
Yeah, Real Muto, 29 years old.
It was 3-1 to Real Muto. There's a strike. Makes a big difference. And get ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, and if the control, again, if the control is spot down the middle.
Pop back. 2-2. Joe Girardi. There's Brandon Hyde. T-Mobile is your ticket to the game with America's largest 5G network. Career.
It's only downhill from here.
Alec Bohm just recalled today, first round pick in 2018, and he started his major league career with a double to left field. Takes a strike. Eshelman's 0-1. Foul back. Trying to think who he reminds me of. He's got to look at another player. Can't quite connect.
Not many 6'5". I guess Chris Bryant over at third base with the Cubs, right? I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5" range.
I think this is somebody a little more distant. May have been in your era, Ben, but there's somebody looking at him and seeing somebody else. I'll think about it when I'm driving home tonight.
Yeah.
Fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alec Bohm.
It's very difficult for prospects to miss AAA all the way around, you know, and come up to the big leagues and perform well. AAA action this year.
Got him looking.
Pitch.
Yeah, it was a quality pitch. 2 down. Starting to treat him like a rookie now, right?
Yeah, right on the outside corner. So changeup just kind of down and away. Severino had set right there. That's what Eshelman can do to you. But that
bounced out to third, his only at bat. tied for first in the league. 2-0 pitch. Fooled him there, 2-1.
Jay Bruce has put up some big numbers in his career. You see the Phillies 250. Bruce last year, the average wasn't great, but the power numbers were good. 26 homers and 59 RBIs.
Man has 28 multi-homer games, so he can hit them over 300 career homers. 2-2. Loop back. Valleca back there to make the catch and end the inning. Here's our Hyundai Do-Ups. Bring on the epic summer savings now at Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event. We're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues. Monty Irvin, one of the greats, Hall of Fame class of 1973, served in the Army early. How about Willie Mays alongside that and Hank Thompson? And the Orioles certainly will be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues kind of MLB wide this Sunday. So a lot of activities going on. The centennial celebration will also show support for the rich history of the Negro Leagues and the impact of African American baseball and on the social advancement in America. Nunez first pitch swinging with a base hit to start off.
The Orioles lead off with a base hit. So, you know, potentially, or most of those times, you know, you score those about 50% of the time. You'd love to get at least one of these runs back. The Orioles continued with their game plan. Their game plan is attack early. You get the pitch you want, attack.
Eddie Murray's going to join us by phone during the broadcast.
Yeah.
We'll have a chance to talk to the great Oriole Hall of Famer. Number 33. Dwight Smith, Orioles down 2-0 in the fifth. Phil's got two on the Real Muto two-run homer. It's a strike at the knees. Only 50 pitches for Jake Arrieta. That tails in. Nice movement on is a two-seamer bend.
Yep,
coming back. Yeah,
that's his bread and butter. He can start it inside to the left-handers and have it come back. He can start it outside to the right-handers and have it leak back over.
Talking about his pitch count. Those old school guys, if it took 130, 140, he could give it to you back then. Yeah. Oh, 2 to Smith. Got him. Nasty pitch there.
Yeah, that's the changeup. He only throws it about 10% of the time. This ball runs down and away.
Three homers, 10 driven in. Orioles getting some good production out of their catchers.
Yeah, no complaint from the catchers.
Chance Cisco last night, nice game for him. Drove in 3 runs, hit a home run. You know,
yeah, he's got the average up to 318 now.
If Nunez didn't have the quality Down low for a ball. Good take. Orioles back home at Camden Yards tomorrow. Two runners on with one down, and then they'll play the regularly scheduled game after that one. Fouled out of play. Amongst the people. Jose Flores down at third. Arrieta ready. Severino smiling. Tried to appeal down to first base. Bill Welke said,
That's where he's trying to get better. And so far this year he has. I mean, not chasing as many balls. Last year he got a little.
Hit hard into left field for a base hit. Nunez will hang on at second, so two Orioles on with one down here in the fifth inning. While the Oriole bird is practicing social distancing and wearing his mask, he's also doing virtual bird visits to help celebrate special occasions with use. Proceeds benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Learn more and book now at Orioles.com/.
Yeah, Orioles' best chance so far. Arrieta has been really good. A couple of double plays to his credit. One was a line drive double play.
That they challenged that went way out, but it was foul. There's a strike.
Well, that pitch there is just so tough to pull the trigger on because you see it and it's a ball out of the hand. It's a ball almost all the way there and it just kind of leaks back over. Remember, Greg Maddux way back in the day was really good at that two-seam fastball. He could start it just inside to the left-handers and they give up on it. It leaks back over the plate. He could start it away to the right-handers just like that and bring it back.
1-1 pitch. Hit hard. Base hit into right field. Runners will hang up and the bases are loaded. So 3 hits in the inning. Nunez, Severino, now Hayes, and the Orioles have something going against Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, here come the Orioles. Arrieta has not missed many spots at all, but you could see JT Realmuto. He wanted this two-seam fastball in the inside part of the plate. But watch where it ends up. Center cut and a good swing, inside out swing by Austin Hayes, and he hits a line drive one. Very often you get 3 base hits in an inning and you haven't scored yet. That's kind of where the Orioles are. 3 base hits and a strikeout. What a wonderful opportunity here.
Phils lead it 2-0. Game 3 of the 3-game series. Orioles won the first 2. There's strike 1 to Pat Valaika.
Well, that's a tough call. First pitch at the at bat with the bases loaded, and you get a strike called on you that looked like was about a ball off the outside corner. A little different zone than we had last night.
Yes. Not sure where the zone was last night.
I don't think anybody, by the time the game ended, really by about the 3rd inning, nobody knew where the zone was.
It was interesting when the game ended on a strikeout. We weren't sure if it was a strikeout. He's thinking one thing right here. starts and ends with a K.
Yeah, these are these situations as a pitcher, and especially with a good sinking fastball like Arrieta has, is you think ground ball first, and then once you get to the 2-strike mark,
yeah.
now it's all about strikeout. You got 2 chances.
Valaika steps out. Nunez on third, Severino's at second, Austin Hayes at first, all three of them with base hits in the inning. Arrieta had 0-2. Off the plate, 1-2.
The Orioles are starting to make some adjustments. There you go, second time through the lineup. So 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits in the last 6 batters for the Orioles.
Runners take their leads. 1-2 on the way.
2 good takes by Valaika to get the count back 2-2. There's Renato Nunez over at third base. Pedro Severino at second. There's Austin Hayes over at first.
He just wanted the gap. Austin Hayes might catch Severino flying around third.
Well, the Philly outfield's pretty deep, so you know with a base hit you're going to score 2 for sure. And the more pitches Valaika sees, the better chance he's going to have of finding a barrel.
Pitches getting elevated a little bit. He's up to 65.
Yeah, the command has not quite been as good this inning. Velocity still to be about the same as it was when the game began.
Pat Valaika, 40 games with the Rockies last year. It was up and down like 3 or 4 different times. Ooh, got a bat on that one.
Really
Thing
good
was
changeup.
diving down.
We showed you this at the beginning. Watch the vertical break. In other words, watch how far. Turns his changeup over. It starts. I mean, that ball starts just about belt high. By the time it travels.
Bat. Count remains at 2-2. Bases full of birds. 1 down. Off the plate.
And Hanser Alberto on deck. He likes it. You go 0-2 to 3-2. You're doing something right. Fought off some tough pitches along the way. Who's going to win this battle?
Back out of play.
Yeah, he went with the slider too. And it was a hanger.
Joe Girardi has got some good pitchers in his day, right? Didn't he catch David Cohn's perfect game?
Yep.
Full count pitch back through the middle. Smothered at second, on to first. Valaika beats it out. The Orioles get a run. Terrific play as Valaika hit it hard up the middle, and Segura, who's been playing third base in this series, made the dive up the middle to save another run, and maybe he hurt himself.
And it didn't. And watch this play. I'm just a rocket almost between the legs of Arrieta. Look at that layout right there, and able to get back on his feet and shovel it over to the shortstop Gregorius, who tries to complete the double play, but Pat Valaika, yeah, right through the legs of Arrieta.
What an at bat, and he winds up high for Valaika, and he's there. beat the throw. It was fairly close. Nunez scores, and it's a 2-1 game.
Second baseman Alberto.
Severino moves up to third. Blake at first, top of the order, and the hit machine.
There he
Answer
is.
Alberto.
Well, he's seen 2 pitches. Saw the first pitch of the game. He hits it for a single. Next time he comes up, he hits the very first pitch again. This time flies out to deep center field. Well, he swing at the first pitch again.
Thought Blake was running all the screaming I was hearing. Muto flashing signs to the infield.
Yeah, he's letting them know whether he's throwing through or not. So you got a runner first and third.
You can see the pressure just taking Alberto to his knees, right? He's up there smiling. He's playing the game he loves. Off the plate, 2-0. Santander on deck. First inning.
He doesn't want anything to do with Alberto. Yeah. I mean,
well, that next guy's not bad either.
To say that's why I'm having a hard time, because you're going to walk the righty to face the lefty,
and that guy can take you. Drive waiting to happen.
Don't be surprised he's not swinging right here.
Made a quality pitch on the inside corner. 3-1. Lemon smiling. Like you're 10 years old on the back lot, right? Having fun.
That is great. I mean, he just enjoys himself, and it's really no matter the situation. He just loves being on the field.
Down low. Not sure he wanted a lot to do with him.
No,
and I think you're right.
I agree. That was a pitch around.
Now the bags are loaded.
I tell you, Santander stung it hard twice. Don't forget about the very first swing he had, a line drive.
The pitching coach out talking to his veteran right-hander.
This is StatCast. He's driven in a run. Ball in the middle of the plate. He just sprays it all over the field. And that's what makes him so good. The ability to use all the fields. And it literally foul pole to foul pole. There's his numbers this year. 11 extra base hits. That's third most in the American League. 16 RBIs already. Top 5. 345 average during his 7-game hitting streak. Well, you'd love to see him come up with a big base hit right here.
They're loaded. 2 down. Orioles have scored 1 in the inning. Phil's got a 2-run homer from Real Muto in the bottom of the 4th, and now the Orioles. Misses with the slide.
Typically a guy that's right at the back end of that bullpen. He's been kind of setting up for the closer.
Looking for his first salami. What a spot this would be to get one.
Well, it's been backdoor breaking ball 2 in a row from Arrieta so far.
Way off the plate, 2-1.
he was going to get through 7 or 8 innings.
And the 29 have been, you know, pressure pitches, runners on.
Yeah, high leverage situations, no doubt about it.
2-1. Two runs in. Here comes the throw to the plate, and the Orioles get a 3-run RBI double from Anthony Santander. Well, Arrieta may have pitched around Alberto, but
at 107, got the count in his favor, looked fastball, and he jumped all over that two-seam fastball. You could see JT Realmuto wanted it away, and how about that swing? That's just leaning back on one, and he hits a rocket over Bryce Harper's head. Austin Hayes.
Yep.
Arrieta.
Joe Girardi says your day is done, Jake Arrieta. Orioles with a big inning here. They've got the lead 4-2.
Out. Boy, he dominated for the first 4 innings, faced just 1 batter over the minimum, but not in the 5th inning. The Orioles get to him. This Jiffy Lube pitching change. Quick oil. Multi-care. That's the left-hander, Jose Alvarez. He's been really good. One of the bright spots in this Philly bullpen. So he's worked in 4 games. Doesn't have an ERA.
Top 4-2, and again a continuing pattern. Ben, we've touched on this. Wheeler was rolling through the Orioles middle innings, got after him. Strasburg in the DC game, same kind of deal, 4 scoreless innings, and the Orioles make adjustments, and we've seen the same thing.
He just runs off and hides for a while, you know, and you think the game's over. I mean, how many times have we thought going through, just cruising through these starting pitchers, just rolling through the Orioles like butter, and all of a sudden they put a big crooked number up. But you're right, it's all about making adjustments, and this young team is doing it as well as anybody right now. They go to school, they feed off of what they see, they remember it, and they go up and they attack.
Iglesias ahead of Alvarez, 2 balls.
Iglesias had a lot of success off of Alvarez. 3 for 5, a homer, 2 RBIs.
Orioles with 4 hits and a walk in the inning. They've scored 4 after they fell behind 2-0 on the Realmuto 2-run homer. Line drive right to the shortstop, and that will be that. Hit it on the nose. Orioles down, but certainly not out. They get 4, lead the Phillies 4-2 as we go to the middle of the 5th. Brought to you by Southwest. Oh, a fanatic up there. See him messing with an Oriole fan.
Yeah, they stuck the Oriole fan way back on the back row. I would too. The Orioles are coming here. But they moved you way back there either.
But he should be smiling.
Look where he is.
Yeah.
Bob, you.
To face the Phillies in the 5th. First time he's had the lead in this game.
Yes, biggest inning. To go to work.
Neil Walker at the plate, takes a ball.
You may see Brandon Hideout to make a pitching change.
Missed, I guess, 2-0. Yep.
There's another one of those strikes.
2-1.
There's a big right-hander, Evan Phillips, getting heated up.
And we were trying to figure out, and who knows other than the manager and the pitching coach, who they have and don't have tonight after using the bullpen quite a bit in this series. But you think Tanner Scott would be available? He wasn't used last night. Phillips.
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe Armstrong too, maybe for a batter or two. I know he went 1 2/3 last night, but 2/3 of that was on one pitch. You know, when he first came in, which was a huge sequence in the ball game. So I think he's probably available too, because he had a day off the day before.
2-2 just off the plate. Count goes full to Neil Walker. Walker bounced out to first, his only at bat. Came in hitting 182, a couple of home runs, 11 driven in. Breaking ball, fly ball, center field. Hayes is there. 1 down.
Well, that's some guts right there. So 3-2 count, leadoff batter of the inning, and Eshelman throws a breaking ball, because I promise you, he knows if one guy gets on, he's out of the ball game. And he's looking at it like this. He said, you know, I got to keep my team here, but you know what? If I get 2 more outs, I got a chance to pick up a W here.
Was big too, allowed him to go there. So this is Roman Quinn. He ripped a double to right, his only at bat. Bounce down to first. Nunez gobbles it up. Quick 2 outs.
Well, Nunez made a couple of nice plays over there. I don't know if he caught.
Broadcasters Brett Hollander and Jeff Arnold. Fans can stay up to date on all things Orioles baseball in his pitching arsenal. There's quite a bit, I think. Subscribe wherever you find podcasts, or learn more at Orioles.com/podcasts.
There's Renato Nunez.
Well, you talked about this being a big inning and 2 quick outs here for Thomas Eshelman. Top of the order now, Andrew McCutchen.
Biggest inning of the game, no doubt about it, for the Orioles. They have all the momentum. They put a 0 up right here. They keep that momentum.
Ooh, got the breaking ball that may have been a tad inside, according to the box.
You talk about a real #1. No matter who you talk to in baseball, they think Rodriguez has a chance to be a true #1.
0-2, soft liner to short. Valleca gobbles it up. Nice 1-2-3 inning. 10 pitches for Thomas Eshelman. The Orioles lead the Phillies 4-2. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. May not be reproduced or well done, Thomas Eshelman.
Well, I tell you, was it well done. He's getting some bumps by everybody, including the manager, which tells me his day is done. And what a day it was for Thomas Eshelman. Goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Did not walk a batter again. So on the year, he has walked a total of 1 in 3 appearances. And it was a gutsy performance, too. Boy, that last inning, he got 3-2 to lead off batter. He drops a curveball in there. Then 2 quick outs, 1 on Quinn and 1 on McCutchen.
4, 5, and 6 for the Orioles against Jose Alvarez this inning. Ruiz, Nunez, and Smith for the Birds. First pitch, line drive to left. It is foul.
Boy, just foul, too.
Bruce playing it like it was a fair ball.
I like that, though. I take it for granted, right?
Yeah.
Catch it and get it in if you don't know.
Well, did you notice at the plate, Rio kind of stayed there thinking he hit it foul, and then he took a look and headed out quick.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't pick the ball up right when it came off the bat. This ball is slicing away from the line just a couple of feet. Foul.
This ball to left field. Bruce coming in hard, won't get there. Falls in, fair ball. And it's a
first baseman, Fernando Nunez.
Well, 6 of the last 11 batters, and we keep saying how the Orioles make adjustments, how they get it going later in the ball game, middle to late part. 6 of the last 11 batters for the Orioles have got a base hit. And that's after Arrieta, what he faced basically one over the minimum the first 4 innings.
And Valleca are the only 2 that haven't had a base hit. We talked about that stat. Orioles double-digit hits. They did it again last night. They're on their way again today with 8. Nunez takes outside for ball 1. And a fly ball to right field his first at bat, then singled and scored a run. (4-2) the Orioles are trying to sweep the Phils. They'll be home tomorrow and will play 2. They'll finish the suspended game at 5:05. That game will be picked up in the 6th inning with the Orioles head of the Nationals 5-2, and the Orioles with 2 runners on and 1 down, and then play the regularly scheduled game.
Vasquez going over the scouting report, who he might face. There's Evan Phillips. He continues to get loose. I think he's probably in.
Ruiz back on the throw over. Yes. Nope. Going back to first base.
I like this matchup for the Orioles. Renato Nunez has been swinging a hot bat. He's got a left-hander he's facing.
We talked about the adjustment. I'm seeing the same pitcher. So you gather information right each time you get up there.
Yeah, especially the pitchers that that you haven't faced a whole lot as a young player. You want to know how that 2-seam fastball moves, how his changeup reacts, the breaking ball, all those things you put in your memory bank as a hitter.
Well, other than Jose Iglesias, there's really nobody in this lineup that has a ton of experience. They're all pretty raw. 2-2, Ruiz down at first. That's down low. Now the count's full.
Jump to make sure he's not getting picked off.
In front of Quinn. Rio going hard to third. Here comes the throw, and they got him. Bang, bang play. We might take another look at that one. Big time throw. And the word on Quinn was probably an average at best arm out there, but he threw a strike to third base.
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter how good your arm is. What matters the most is, can you quickly get to a ball?
And he can do that.
And can you get rid of it very quick, too? And he did that and accurate as well. Brady. Headed, and boy, he quickly gets in the glove and just throws a perfect throw. Here's your look. Yep, he got him. And that's the gamble. You go first to third on that, so you're forcing the outfielder to field the ball cleanly and make a perfect throw. And sometimes you tip you.
You're up 2 runs. You're putting pressure on the opposition. As you said, it took a perfect throw to get them on a bang bang play.
Yeah, I mean, you hate it because you look back on it now and you go, gosh, it could be first and second, nobody out. But
all safe originally. They reversed it, but you like the aggressiveness.
Well, Brandon Hyde's no different than any other man. I'm trying to get a lead right now that no way the Phillies can come back from.
Smith got around and pulled.
We touched on this Phillies defense. It's been a good one so far this year.
I think Boston's pitching needs some more. Rays after their 6th straight win, as they blow an 11-run lead. 1-2 pitch, check swing, foul ball. Nunez down at first, 1 down. Orioles on top 4-2 in the 6th inning. This game scheduled to start at 4:05, started at 5:40. Some rain in the Philadelphia area caused the late start. Trying to get in on them.
Well, how many times have we said this year, how the Orioles just get up there and scrap and claw for every at-bat, foul off tough pitches, try to extend the at-bats. They've done that so many times this year and finally got a pitch they can handle.
Orioles 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Phils 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. 1-2 to Smith. Good take. Really working them in.
Yeah, 7th pitch at the at bat. Dwight Smith Jr. starting to show me something here in the last week. He's always had good swings off right-handers. But you remember the big hit he got the other night, doubling the gap on a left-hander? Here he is again today, just having some really good swings against left-handed pitching.
Two, good cut there, fouled it back. And he's not opening up. He's keeping that shoulder closed.
Well, he wants to be an everyday player. In other words, he wants to play righty, lefty, no matter what the starting pitcher is. He wants to be in the lineup. There's one way to do that. You got to show the skipper you can handle both sides of the plate. In other words, you got to handle the right-handers and the left-handers.
Got him. So 2 down as Smith goes down swinging. That'll bring Severino to the plate.
Alvarez finally gets him with a slider down low. Looks like
Alvarez is gone. Orioles still on top of the Phils, 4-2.
Vince Velasquez takes his place. He's had 2. Is a good number. 5 walks in 7 innings is not a good number.
He inherits a 2-out runner on first situation, and Oriole catcher Pedro Severino at the plate. Severino 2 for 2 in the game. Singled in the 2nd to center, singled to left, scored a run in the 5th.
Yeah, if Pedro wasn't swinging it so well right now, you'd probably see Chance Sisco in this situation, but Pedro's swinging it so good it's hard to take either one of them out of the lineup.
Strike right down the middle. Game was scoreless until the bottom of the 4th. Phillies got a 2-run homer from Real Muto, and then the Orioles came back with a big 5th inning where they got ball gets away, no advance from Nunez.
Great throw, but a really good effort by Walker. This ball bounced. He has to dive just to keep it around him. Now you get a big lead. Pitcher's no way he's throwing back over there again.
I don't like that. Some guys do hate to throw over. Bounce foul. Count evens up. They're 0-2.
How about the series for Pedro, huh? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good series.
It's up to 333 on the season. Velázquez ahead, 0-2. Show him the fastball up, and then I'll come back with Ben McDonald.
Well, typically it's going to be a breaking ball. You try to change the eye level a lot of times. You typically come right back with the breaking ball. But Velázquez, you know, we've seen him a couple of times in this series. He's not shown me a great breaking ball yet.
Back with the heater at 94, foul back. Well, the recipe was hang around, get into that Phillies bullpen. Well, 4 runs on Jake Arrieta in the 5th inning.
That offense in that 5th inning, of course, Thomas Eshelman, we said from the beginning, just hang around, bend but don't break. That's exactly what he did.
It's inside for a ball. 2-2.
Remember, Eshelman's only getting a chance to start these last couple of times because of he's a guy that was a swing man last year. He did have 4 starts last year.
2-2, foul back out of play. Well, Brandon Hyde mentioned after last night's win, he said the thing about us, it's somebody different every night. You know, talking about the hitters, different guys have stepped up in different games. Austin Hayes had the inside Parker to win the extra inning last night. Chance Cisco has a big night. I mean, Alberto. Two down, runner on first. Severino hanging.
You know, one thing you can say about this team, it's a gritty team. You know, it's just a team.
That's why I think the fans are falling in love with them.
I mean, they have a lot of want to. They know they're not the most talented team on the field. And if you can go down the lineup, there's 4 or 5 guys that would just basically give that as a player. 2 things happen. Either you give up and you go home, or it really motivates you to show everybody that I do belong in Major League Baseball. And that's what you're seeing from a lot of these Oriole players, including that guy right there, Pedro Severino.
He's making Velázquez work.
9th pitch at the at bat. I mean, Hanser Alberto, what, DFA'd, what, 4 times in the offseason between the end of 18 and the beginning of 19.
That's such a good story. Brandon Hyde said, buddies.
Basically given up on.
Who are you going to find in that draft? You know, skeptics would say.
Renato Nunez.
Fouls another one.
How about this at bat, huh?
He said, and I got a catch too.
10th pitch of the at bat. Pat Valaika had that really good at bat. He saw a lot of pitches and hit a hard one right through Arrieta's legs. An outstanding play by Segura, but the first run of the game would come across.
Nunez takes his lead at first. 2-2 pitch. Guess what? We got a foul ball. Wow. So what's
you just got to keep telling yourself, keep making good pitches, because if I keep making good pitches, I'm going to get him out. What you do as a young pitcher, sometimes you get frustrated and you try to make a great pitch and all of a sudden it's ball, or you leave a ball right over the middle of the plate and it gets hammered. It's hard to do when you're making really good pitches. You can see Realmuto wants this one down.
And he got him. Finally won the battle, and it was quite a battle. Orioles still on top. We're in the middle of the sixth. 4-2 Baltimore.
Two punch outs, 46 strikes out of 68 innings pitching. He did everything he was asked to do, gave him some length, and he did. And now it's up to Evan Phillips to carry this 2-run lead. Be a walk in the park for him. He's got to go right through the middle part of this lineup. Segura, Harper, and Realmuto. And here's your bullpen comparisons coming into the game today. Battle of the bullpen. See, the Orioles have been outstanding. 2.25 in their wins, and their losses not so good. Look at the ERA of the Phillies and their wins. It's high.
It's not
and
much.
Even in their losses,
Yeah.
it's high.
So what you're telling me is whether they're winning or losing, they're pitching to about a 9-something ERA.
Well, you just look for one thing with the Phillies. You know, if they're going to turn their season around, it's going to be because the bullpen started pitching better. Because pretty much every phase of the game after that, if you
that they're going to add a piece or two to that bullpen before the month ends and the trade deadline comes.
I think that's the idea. First thing you got to do is you got to get a couple of those guys that have had some success in the past. You got to get them going, and then maybe go add a piece, or maybe two pieces.
Segura, Harper, and Realmuto against Phillips. Hit hard, one hop, and Valleca can't club it. It's into center field for a base hit. So leadoff single from Gene Segura, and the Phillies got something going in their half of the sixth.
Well, Segura can turn around a fastball. We saw that in game one. He took 98 from Miguel Castro and hit it for a home run. 1-0 count. Shortstop Pat Valleca.
Here's Bryce Harper, the franchise. Bounced out to short, actually on the second base side, his first at bat, and then doubled to left center, deep left center off the wall, his second at bat. Fastball at 94, just above the strike zone.
There's a rainbow for you. How about that?
I wonder if there's a sweep at the end of it.
A golden sweep.
With Phillips, Ben, you mentioned some up and down last year. Struck out 40 in 28 innings. That was the good news. Great K rate. But he also allowed a run in 13 of his 25 outings. Some of that was about walking guys, getting runners on.
Well, he also walked 22, and that was the problem. Walked 20. And this is kind of what you saw from him last year, right? He gets behind Segura 1-0, has to throw a fastball. He gets barreled up, and here he is 2-0 to one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball.
That misses, and now he's 3-0. Harper represents the tying run.
Yeah, and careful here. I wouldn't lay a cookie down right here, because Harper, we have seen him swing 3-0 in the past. He saw 3 straight fastballs. Now he's really timed up the velocity of it.
Big cut. He's so upset.
He was on roller skates for a second.
Watch Harper's reaction.
Yeah. No surprise there, though. We have seen him do it time and time again. But that just tells you how good Phillips' fastball is. Everybody in the ballpark knew fastball was coming, including Harper, and yet Harper, one of the better hitters around, still can't find the barrel to it. It's got some extra hop to it. If he can figure out a way to consistently get ahead and put hitters on defense, because the slider's not a bad pitch either, but he's got to be able to get to the slider.
Real Muto here, 1 for 2, hit the 2-run homer to give him a 2-0 lead, and then the Orioles came back and scored 4 in their 5th inning to go up 4-2. Like to see the ground ball here, maybe a chance to turn 2.
Or you may see the first breaking ball. All fastballs so far by Phillips. But he's finally gotten ahead. Oh, back to the fastball.
Yeah. Got a strike. Severino with that low target, pitch up, and he got him. Not sure that's where he wanted it, but he'll take it. Big strikeout as Real Muto's down.
Well, nowhere close to where he wanted you, I promise you that. He's not trying to throw this slider for a strike at all. He's trying to get it to the outside corner and off and get a swing and miss, but instead he starts it way inside, and it just nips the top quadrant of the strike zone. But as you
working through the heart of the Phil's order now, it's Didi Gregorius, 0 for 2 in the game. Popped out foul territory to the third baseman and bounced out second to first. That's hit hard into right field. Segura there, jumped down that first pitch.
ball hit good too. I hit 102 off the bat.
So Segura on at third. Gregorius the tying run on at first. Lefty Paul Fry throwing for the Orioles.
Yeah, I got to think he's getting ready for Jay Bruce.
Alec Bohm, the rookie, making his major league debut, doubled in his first major league at bat and then struck out. Doug Brocale giving Fry a little more time to loosen up out there. Takes a visit out to Phillips.
And you would think Phillips would have the advantage over Bohm here, unless they face each other a lot in the minor leagues, and I don't know the answer to that. But normally the first. That's Doug Brocale out, just giving Paul Fry just a few more minutes to get loose.
Alec Bohm, double his first major league at bat and then called out looking in the fourth inning. Nearly 6'5". That's a pretty good strike zone.
Oh, that's a good pitch. See, Severino really likes that. Yeah, you don't see many 6'5" third basemen. I'm trying to think around the league. Chris Bryant comes to mind. He's right at that height, but past that.
One strike pitch, breaking ball, right field. Santander is there, and the Orioles are out of the inning. Our Geico do-ups, Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. MLB Rally's new predictive game that offers fans the opportunity to pick outcomes and compete for cash prizes. Make your predictions count. Play Quick Pick. No purchase necessary. 21 plus to compete. Restrictions apply. See official rules and enter at MLB.com. Quick Pick. It's a little tightrope act. Evan Phillips, couple runners on, but got the outs he needed.
Yep.
Struck out Realmuto looking, and then got the fly ball from the rookie Alec Boehm.
Yeah, now the idea is to tack on some insurance runs. We hit the back third of this game. Long way left in this one. Philly still 9 outs to work with.
Vince Velasquez back out on the mound for the Phils, and he'll face Austin Hayes, Pat Valaika, and Hanser Alberto. Hayes with a base hit in that rally in the 5th inning. Orioles have out hit the Phils 9-6. Two 2-0.
This is when you're Austin Hayes now. Now you're being patiently aggressive. 2-0 count. He's got to throw you a fastball. You got to look wherever you like it. If it's middle away, and if you get it, get your swing off. If it's
He's got it down. Good pitch.
Yeah, see, you don't mind that one. That's not a pitch that you can drive and hit hard, right? The best thing you do with that pitch is probably just hit a routine ground ball to shortstop or second base. So it's a good take.
Velasquez with the 2-1. Pop back out of play. 2-2. I think that we hit a fan there in the first row again. They realize the Phillies might get swept in this series. Philly doesn't take kind to getting swept, fans. No, they'll let you know how they feel. About years ago, they booed Santa Claus at an event. Breaking ball that hung. Hayes drives it to right field, but Harper's there and grabs it on the track. He got a hanger.
Yeah, but that's the difference, right? I mean, when you're even in the count, you're not sure what pitch is coming, so you get kind of caught in between as a hitter. You got to protect against the fastball. And you get a breaking ball. He barreled it up pretty good, but just not quite enough.
Pat Valaika drove in a run in the Oriole rally in the 5th inning. On a fielder's choice. Looking at the weather out beyond center field. Push those clouds the other way.
Yeah. Looks like the wind's blowing it. Maybe just keep it that way.
We already had our 35-minute rain delay. Like a They live baseball in his family. 3 brothers that all played either professional or college baseball. Bet you his phone was buzzing from those brothers after that walk-off hit in the 11th.
Yeah, the home run. You know it.
Count even at 1-1. Valaika the 9-hitter, and then it's top of the order, and Alberto. That's off the plate. 2-1. Like that gold on the bat?
Yeah. A lot of players doing that now. You know, they got a little padding.
Inside 3-1.
Well, if you're Pat Valaika, this is your chance, right? Same thing. 3-1 fastball is coming.
Valaika can turn on it. He's got a couple homers this season. They want it away, and that's where he hit the target. Good pitch.
Really good 3-1 pitch.
Alberto on deck.
Watching every pitch, trying to pick up something if he can. That's what big league hitters do. When they're in the on-deck circle, even on the bench, they are watching every pitch.
3-2 fastball. It's ball 4. So the Orioles with a runner on and 1 down, and top of the order, and Hanser Alberto. Alberto with a base hit and a walk. Scored a run.
Second baseman, Hanser Alberto.
Alberto watched Valleca grind out a pretty good at bat there. Leads the major leagues in multiple hit games. Got a chance to get one here. One down.
Boy, he just continues to hit. 98 off the bat. I'm going to tell you, this is hard to do. This is a breaking ball going down and away from him. Watch him lean out across the plate and not just hit it. I mean, lean out and put a barrel on it. That's beautiful. Beautiful piece of hitting. That's why he's hitting so high. He uses all the fields. If you look at his spray chart, it is from right field to left field.
Call Phil Gosselin barrels because the way he was barreling up the ball. There's another barrel.
I'm telling you, he could just.
Their biggest hit of the game. He cleared the bases with a double back. Oh, 1 to Anthony Santander. Hit hard left field. Bruce is there. 2 down. And even his outs are noisy.
Yeah, I love his approach. Very similar to Hanser Alberto's approach. I'm going to hit it where it's pitched, and that ball was running down and away from him. Didn't try to pull it, just puts the barrel on it. Unfortunately, right to the left fielder Bruce.
So Santander's 1 for 4, has the biggest hit in the game, the 3-run double. But 2 of his 3 outs were line outs. He lined into a double play, hit a scorcher down to third base that turned into 2, and hit that ball right on the nose.
And at the end of the day, as a hitter, that's all you're trying to.
Visit going on here. Brian Price, pitching coach, out. I have the word with Velasquez.
Now, this is very similar to when Doug Brocail was out. You see, you got real Ruiz on the on-deck circle, so you want to make sure your left-hander Davis is ready to go in the bullpen just in case you don't get this.
.28-minute games.
That's right. And even with the new rule, I'm not sure the new rules.
No, it's not speeding anything up. So here's Iglesias. 2 on, 2 down. Well hit. Way back and off the top of the wall. This should score 2. Jose Iglesias jumped all over that pitch, just missed a home run, but he drives in 2 more, and the Orioles are up 6-2.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The Orioles have been clutch 2-out hitting today so far. It was Anthony Santander with a double that scored 3 with 2 out. And we got a pitch and change coming, and boy, Iglesias all over this first pitch fastball, and the Orioles now have a 6-2 lead here in the 7th.
The designated hitter, a dangerous hitter right there. Iglesias plates 2. Orioles on top of the Phils, 6-2, trying to finish the sweep.
The left-hander Austin Davis. You see what he's done. 3 appearances, an elevated ERA, 2 2/3, 9 hits given up, 2 punch-outs, and not a walk. And you youngsters at home, have a plan when you step in the box and This was the plan by Iglesias. If he throws me a fastball, two were going to score. Hanser Alberto scores all the way from first base.
Orioles had 11 hits last night. They're up to 11 in this game. To this point, I'd like to make it 8-1 today. 10 hits usually. Iglesias out on second.
Yeah, by scoring 6 runs now, so you're right. 10 or more hits in 9 of 16 starts, and
legit. There's a lot of guys.
It ain't no joke no more. I mean, you do it for this long, it's not a joke.
I mean, they had that 3-game popped up. Is that in play? Might be. No. Home over, can't make a play. 0-2.
How about the clutch hitting today, though? The damage has been done in 2 out situations. 5 of the 6 runs on 2 swings in 2 out situations.
You'd like to have that flashy glove of his at shortstop, and he's getting there, but he's still not 100%. But man, he can swing it. Rio Ruiz, fly ball left field. Bruce back. He's there. Makes the catch to end the inning. But 2 more score. 2 RBI double from Jose Iglesias. Orioles on top 6-2.
The bottom of the 7th inning. And there's Paul Fry. 7 games he's been in. He's been solid. 1-0 record with a 3.8 ERA. 4 2/3 innings pitched. The hit's a little more than what you want. 4 2/3, but he can strike you out. He gets that slider going. It's the difference maker for him. Opponent's hitting a hefty 364 off of him.
Bottom of the order for the Phils this inning. Jay Bruce, the left-hander. That's why Fry's in here to face him, and then Neil Walker, a switch hitter, and Roman Quinn, a switch hitter. So I'm not sure how their splits go left right, but and making his manager look good.
One thing you can say about Brandon Hyde so far this year, he has pushed.
Bounced out to third and popped out to the shortstop. Just off the plate for a ball. At the same spot. 2-0. Infield shifted around to the pull side. Alberto way out in the grass and short right field.
Thank you.
It's kind of the football version of down and distance, right? What are you going to do? You're up 4 runs. If Jay Bruce happens to hit one out of the yard, you're still up 3 runs, right? But don't give up 2 walks and a base hit and then let somebody take you out. Comes back, evens up the count, 2-2.
Paul Fry, we've seen the last couple of years. This is that slider count he uses so much, especially after just attacking with 4 straight fastballs.
Bounce to the right side. In a hurry, Valleca gets him. Took a while. Fly down that line, but it became a pretty close play.
Yeah, Valleca had to have a perfect transition because he didn't have a whole lot of time. And Bruce fooled me on that. He got down the line quickly. First base, and that so important first out of the inning.
They can move around the infield. Veteran. Four hits and a walk. They put up a 4 spot to take the lead 4-2 and added 2 more in the 7th. This is with the curveball. 3-0. Got behind Bruce 2-0, came back to get him. Now he's dug himself a hole against Walker. Green light on 3-0.
How about that?
Down 6-2. Wow. Game's changed, Ben. Number 8 hitter.
Yeah, you see guys get green lighted, you know, in close ball games, you know, especially when they can tie it or you're up a little bit, but down 4 runs when you really need base runners is what the Phillies need.
Quinn on deck. Yeah, 3-1, I get it. 3-0, Got him looking. Paul Fry with the strikeout.
Walker was not looking for the fastball right down the middle because that's what he just took. Doing what you got to do with a 4-run lead. You challenge if you're on the mound, and Paul Fry just pretty much cuts the plate right in half.
Walker just shuffling his feet. He knew it. This is Roman Quinn, doubled back in the 3rd inning, 1 for 2. Switch hitter now from the right side against the left-hander. Takes a strike. Oh, no, off the plate for a ball. Bounce to Ruiz. I like it when it's hit there because he takes care of it. 1-2-3 inning for Paul Fry. Phil's down in the 7th. Orioles still on top 6-2. Presented by WB Mason. Following the game, who but WB Mason for personal protective equipment and more. Well, the Orioles trying to close in on a sweep in Philadelphia. They lead the Phillies 6-2 as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. Orioles were down early in this game. They've been quite a few. Board, 6 runs, and they were very quiet for 4 innings and got 4 in the 5th and added a couple more on a 2-run double from Jose Iglesias in the 7th. To face Nunez, Smith, and Severino. Davis, 4th pitcher for the Phils. Arrieta started. He went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned. And it was Alvarez, Velazquez, and now Davis. They've used the 2 left-handers, Alvarez and Davis. 3-0. Not even close on that last fastball. Nunez might have the green go here. He likes one. Oh, takes all the way for a strike. 3-1. Lakin's up top throwing for the Orioles. Phillies also with some activity. And Nunez works a walk. So he's been on 3 times in the game.
Boy, for the Orioles, you can't get enough runs.
Brogdon, the right-hander for the Phils. Good teams aren't satisfied with 6, right? Go get 7 or 8. It's the 7th game of the World Series. Good breaking ball there. Strike 1 to Dwight Smith Jr. He's kind of missed out on the hit party today. He's 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Maleka and Smith, the only Orioles without a hit in this game. Strike 2.
It's a tough lefty matchup for him, because Austin Davis, big, tall, left-handed pitcher, kind of steps across his body, so he's almost releasing it. It seems like right at Dwight Smith Jr.
Fall back out of play. Nationals here at Camden Yards tomorrow night will finish the suspended game, but the 3 regularly scheduled games, Nationals line up their big 3. About $600 million worth of pitching in Strasburg, Patrick Corbin, and Max Scherzer. 0-2 pitch. 1-2. Orioles scheduled starters: Tommy Malone in the regularly scheduled game tomorrow night, then Asher Wojciechowski to be determined in the 3rd game, and maybe hoping that could be John Means. There's a base hit, so Dwight Smith becomes the 8th Oriole with a base hit in this game.
Yeah, and he does it. Impressive, too. Gets down 0-2 to a left-hander, and you see he strokes it 99.5 miles an hour off the bat. And Joe
of the night headed in for the Phils. Orioles with a runner on. They lead it 6-2. Connor Brogdon, the right-hander, in for the Phils. He becomes the 6th pitcher of the night for him.
Yeah, 6'6", 205, 25 years old, and there's his numbers in the minor leagues. Last season, 51 games, 6-2 record, 2.6 ERA. Boy, look at the strikeouts. Love that. 76 1/3, 106 punch-outs. Look at the hits innings. To walk ratio.
You talked about Frank Robinson throwing you out there your first game. This kid comes in 2 out, nobody down. That's not exactly a piece of cake, right?
Tough situation to inherit.
Severino has 2 hits in the game, steps in. 326 on the batting average for Pedro Severino. Nunez at second. Dwight Smith down at first. Nunez started the inning with a walk, and then Smith with the base hit into right. No errors. Tall and thin Brogdon, and that's hit hard. His first pitch in the major leagues is gone.
Said, you know what? He's going to try to get ahead with that fastball, and if he throws the fastball in here, I'm going to have a good swing at it. And boy, did he ever. And Joe Girardi cannot believe it. The Orioles 9 on the scoreboard, and watch this swing. Boom. Forget about it. You talk about get out in a hurry, and Pedro Severino is having run and his 13th RBI of the season.
And you know who's happy about that? Our Maryland lottery contestants. Margarita Harris from Baltimore and Regina Jones from Annapolis. They won $500 for being selected and won $500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. They are big Pedro Severino fans. Pulled foul, hit hard, out of play. I guess he wouldn't ask for that ball, right? Seeing that's the first pitch he threw as a major leaguer.
No, you don't. You want to.
You don't want that one, right?
You want to try to flush that one if you can. Hey, what'd you do in your first major league appearance? Oh, I gave a 3-run home on the first pitch.
Not the second or the third pitch, the first one. Welcome to the show. You talked about those numbers, pretty impressive.
And he had a lot of appearances last year, but told me he's not a starter. He's a reliever.
Long and lean. The more you watch the Orioles, the more you see the bats and go, this is real. You know, this isn't like a 3-game series they got hot.
Yeah, when they get it going, it just comes in. The other night, they didn't score a run through the first 5 innings, but the last 5 innings they put up 10 runs.
Well, they went into the 5th tonight scoreless. They put up 9.
9 runs in the last 4 innings. We're going to get into a ball game. This would be the time.
David Hess, the other guy that hasn't been used much, bounced to third, and Hayes retired. 1 down.
There was some room for error, and certainly in this situation there is.
Pat Valaika got an RBI on a fielder's choice and walked and scored a run in the 7th inning. Orioles with 4 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, and 3 so far here in the 8th. They won a couple of close ones. The first 2 were 1-run games, 10-9 and 5-4. And today, after falling behind early in this one, they have got after Philly pitching. And again, get into the bullpen, Ben. We talked about it. And Thomas Eshelman kept it close.
He's kind of just kicked back on the bench, taking it all in about right now.
Ball and a strike to Valaika. Two and 1. It's the only worst thing that could happen to a pitcher on his first pitch in the major leagues would be giving up a grand slam. So just a 3-run homer here. Valaika swings through that at 93. Orioles trying to win. I guess the winning streak would be 5 2/3 if they win today. It'd be 5 straight wins, and I'll give them 2/3 of a win for the suspended game that they'll finish. Each win is worth.
Complete another sweep.
What do you say? 2.7.
2.7.
Okay. If you win 5 times 2.7, that's a pretty good win streak. Would be 13 and a half.
Don't embarrass me. Let me get my
Ben,
calculator out, please.
I wasn't an honors student, but that numbers before they put the X and Y in there was pretty good.
That's 13 and a half wins in a row is what that really is. Good. It looks like a split finger fastball.
My first pitch.
Probably
first something, but probably not the first pitch. I'm not sure they found that ball yet. Pedro Severino, he struck out Valleca.
Yeah, first punch out of his career. That'd be something worth having. He's covering all the bases right in his first outing, right? Give him his first home run, first strikeout.
Severino might ask for his first pitch ball. Golfed out of play. Boy, Alberto gets creative sometimes, Red, when pitchers get in on him, but he finds a way somehow to get Wood on the pitch.
Mr. Hess getting heated up.
Been a long time since he's been on the rubber. But if he can chew up some outs and save the bullpen, good deal. Bounce to short. Gregarious retires the side, but the Orioles get a big blast from Pedro Severino. They're on top 9-2. The Orioles and Nationals will be here tomorrow night, but right now the Orioles taking care of their business in Philadelphia. They're just a few outs away from completing a 3-game sweep with a 9-2 lead, and David Hess knocking off some rust and comes out on the hill to try to get some outs for the Birds.
Yeah, he threw up a couple zeros his last time out. So that had to be a confidence builder for him. We'll see if he can continue that and bring it.
Situation for the champs. They need to get something rolling. They got beat by the Mets today 8-2. Nats are now 6-9 on the year. It's not like last year where they sputtered early and then found their stride, got the wild card and got the trophy and the parade and everything that goes with that.
Yeah, and if the Orioles are going to win that series, they're going to do it against 3 of the best. They're going to see Strasburg in game 1. They'll see Patrick Corbin in game 2.
That's Tommy Milone for the Orioles tomorrow night. And then it's Asher Wojciechowski in game 2. Yet to be determined game 3. Chance maybe that could be John Means.
We'll see what we're all hoping it's going to be John Means.
Just be good to get him back, get him some work, and get him going. Top of the order for the Phils in their 8th inning. McCutchen, Segura, and Harper. Bounce down to third. Ruiz has it. 1 down. Orioles have made some defensive changes. Andrew Velasquez now at shortstop, and Pat Valleca moves over to first base from short. 1-0 to Segura. 1 down in the Phillies. Blake has played all over the infield. Seen him at third, short, first. Has he played second? He can. I know he can. He has. More and more. Even with a 28-man roster, Orioles trying to protect the pitching. They're loaded with pitchers in the bullpen, and you need them, but not a whole lot on the bench as far as position players. Here's a strike.
Yeah, because you don't have an off day for a while if you're the Orioles.
They're basically only carrying 4 position players on the bench.
Right.
Leica there, and Hess taking care of business. 2 down.
Yeah, because the Orioles starters, while they've been solid for you, they have not worked deep in the ball games yet, right? I mean, one starter for the Orioles went 6 innings so far. That's the longest outing. Now, I think, you know, as we get into this season, another week or two, I think that doing well, but the bullpen's been used a lot. You got not quite a doubleheader tomorrow, but what, 13 innings of baseball to play.
Yeah.
So, you know, you need all the extra arms. You don't have another off day for a while, so you got to have an extra arm down in the bullpen.
Here's Harper back when the game was still tight in the 6th inning. That's a good breaking ball from Hess for a strike. So these are not meaningful innings at bullpen arrest. That's key.
Yes, sir. Good pitch on the inside corner. I like the fact that's where it was supposed to go. No, it's not meaningful for the game, but it's meaningful for Hess, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's a big thing for him. From his psyche, from his mental standpoint, his last outing, he put up 2 zeros. He hadn't done that in a long time. Now, if he can put up 2 zeros again, all of a sudden you put 4 zeros together in 2 outings, I think you're going to see his confidence really start to jump a little bit.
And you start seeing him get used more, too, than the
The way I look at it for David Hess is, look, no, these are big opportunities for you, and opportunities while the scoreboard says it's not a high leverage situation for where you are right now. And that's trying to find the strike zone and be more consistent. This is big for you.
Severino liked that pitch.
Yeah,
Snapped the glove at him, and that's where we wanted it.
And that's what Severino, he's trying to push Hess, because everybody likes Hess, right? He's got a really good arm. He's got a good slider. It's a mid-90s fastball at times. But to command, that's a good pitch.
Yeah, Harper went down and got it, pulled it foul into the screen.
Like what he sees so far from David Hess. David Hess is a hard worker. He is working hard to be able to duplicate his mechanics. That's all it is. Being able to repeat. Can you repeat your mechanics? They're trying to come inside here. Oh, nice pitch again. This is why Severino's so excited. He's right on the inside corner, and look where this ball is delivered. Just perfectly placed. 7th pitch of the at bat.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Count even 2-2. JT Realmuto hit a 2-run homer for the Phils in the 4th. That's been the extent of their offense.
Yeah, the 2-run homer was really the only mistake that Thomas Eshelman made. You know, he got in the plus count, 3-1 count. He tried to work the ball off the plate or just on the corner. Instead, it leaked right over the middle. All right, he's going to try to elevate this fast.
He's back against the wall. It's off the wall. Harper around second. He'll go for 3. And he's in with a stand-up triple. Second time Harper has taken one out toward that center field wall.
Yeah, he hit that one right at 105. You know, and that's a difference in missing a spot. So left and right. about thigh high. He thought he had it. He thought he had another home run. If he'd have been running from the beginning, he might have got.
Well, he's a tough out.
Well, they didn't give him $330 million because, you know, he couldn't hit a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. Thing they talked about is how much he has worked to be a better defender, and scores real high in the defensive metrics out in right field.
No,
so
he's
a complete
cares.
player.
No, he cares. He cares about all parts of his game. That's unusual not to see him run too, because if you watch him ground out, he busts it down the line every time.
We saw him drop the bunt, do anything, you know, help the team. He's been very popular.
For him.
2 balls and a strike for the all-star catcher JT Realmuto. And that's going to be a big story in this offseason. What happens to him? Do the Phillies pile it up high and sign him to a long-term deal? Harper's been pushing for that.
Yeah, Harper likes that protection, you know, and I don't care who you are as a power hitter, you like to have guys in front of you and behind you because they protect each other. And Harper's not afraid to take a walk at the plate. Realmuto sitting back there.
He had over 100 walks last year. Harper on at third, 2 down. Orioles trying to put away the Phils and sweep this series. They're on top 9-2. Orioles are down 2-0 going into the 5th inning. Right field and out of play. I got a feeling, Ben, that if the fans were allowed inside Citizens Bank Park today, not many would still be there. And those that were there.
Wow. That 3-run shot last inning pretty much sealed it. See, so not bad. 24 pitches, 15 of which are strikes.
Tampa Bay beat Boston 17-8. So they've won 6 straight. Hit hard to right field. Back and out. Second homer of the game for JT Realmuto. And 2 on the board for the Phils. They cut it to 9-4. He had a real quiet series coming into this game, but you don't keep good hitters down for long. 7 this year.
Yeah, he can hit. He's gonna make a lot of money this offseason for somebody. He's just one of those hitters you just cannot keep feeding him the same pitches in the same areas. Hess went away with the fastball, and finally he just times it up. Just a nice short stroke to the baseball, and this ball carries the opposite way, and it gets out easily to straight away to right field.
Didi Gregorius 2 down. Line down to first base. Valleca's got it, and that's that. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Big Hard. Tomorrow night with a game and a half against the Nats. They'll finish that suspended game. Liberty Bell, as you take a look at Citizens Bank Park, and then the regularly scheduled game. And Ben went over it. They'll face the big 3 of the Nats: Strasburg, Corbin, and Scherzer. About 600 million is over a $500 million. It's a lot of money in 3 arms, right?
You're not kidding. That's 3 pretty good arms, though.
It is.
Interesting to see how the Orioles' young hitters respond to that. They've responded to pretty much everything so far this year.
Santander to lead it off. His RBI streak continues. Came in among the league leaders. Top of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Santander, Iglesias, and Ruiz. Brogdon made his major league debut. And the young right-hander, the first pitch he threw, Pedro Severino said, "Welcome to the show," and put it in the seats for a 3-run shot.
Well, when Pedro gets them, he gets them. He had that little graphic earlier in the game. Off the bat, mile per hour, he had 2 of the top 3 speeds as far as Oriole home runs go.
Brandon Hyde saying he thinks he's just scratching the surface as to what kind of hitter he can be. Up high, check the swing. He checked himself down with third base umpire Ramon De Jesus. Pitch on the way.
Tonight, 7th pitch, 8th pitch, 9th. Chris Davis, Chance Sisco.
Sisco, one of the stars last night.
Yeah, big home run, 2-out base hit, like you've seen a couple of tonight. Runners on second, third. He got that big base hit early in the ball game.
That was kind of like the Santander tonight with 2 down and you need a big hit. His was especially good because the Orioles had 2 on, nobody down, and Hayes and Davis struck out in front of them, and you're thinking they're not going to get anything here, and Sisco delivers and then hit the home run in the 7th inning.
He has a really good off-speed pitch.
I want to shout out to our buddy and Oriole Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, who had knee surgery today. He's getting the wheels fixed, and I guess everything went well. Jim checked in. He was up and walked and had a chocolate cookie, so he must be doing fine, Ben.
That's the word we got. If he was up and moving and eating chocolate chip cookies, I'm thinking things are looking pretty good.
Glad it's going well for you, Jim.
You know he's watching. Cakes get well. Be jogging in a week.
I bet he's excited about these birds. Who knows where this is going this year, but this slice has been a whole bunch of fun to watch.
I think it's just you just enjoy it, enjoy the ride. You know, and there was a lot of talk about a 60-game schedule, and there were going to be some surprises. I think the odds in Vegas every time I heard it on TV was, boy, this ball's up and in. As Orioles over and under was 20.5 wins on the season. Everybody had the Orioles finishing dead last. You could bet the under or the over on 20.5.
They're 3 outs away from 10. They got 2/3 of one.
baseball, and here at home, the teams they face here at home at Camden Yards is the toughest.
Up to 19 games played. 20 is 33% of the season. So, I mean, that's a decent chunk of what's going to be a 60-game season. Iglesias draws a walk. He'll be down at first base with one down.
Third baseman, Rio Ruiz.
One on, one down. Got a pinch runner, Holiday. Bet he hasn't pinch run a lot in his career. Big catcher. He pinch runs for Iglesias, but Iglesias is battling. The box score and say, let's see, Holiday pinch run for Iglesias. What's Hyde up to? Rio 1 for 4. Getting out 32 pitches, getting pretty good work here. Well hit, right field. Harper running out of room, and he can't get it. It's out. Rio Ruiz dials long distance. Home run number 5 for him, and the Orioles make it an 11-4 game, a 2-run shot.
Well, the hits just keep on coming. As impressive as he's been on defense, which is better than most, it's been equally as impressive at the plate as well. Now 5 home runs this season. That one off the bat at 98, traveled 358 feet, just enough. Ball, look at that. Ball elevated. I'm talking about letter high, and he's able to.
Severino and Ruiz with homers. And the Maryland Lottery contestants cashing in Margarita Harris from Baltimore and Regina Jones from Annapolis. They've won $500 more each. $500 for being selected and $500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Pitching coach Brian Price out to the mound, and a smile from Rio. He's been just great Gold Glove caliber at third base. Showing some power. Missed some time. He had a little cranky shoulder there for a few days.
Yeah, because he was swinging it well before that, and when he had to sit for 3 or 4 days, he came back and got a little bit rusty, but it took him about 2 games, about 8 at bats at the plate, and all of a sudden he started squaring balls back up again.
It has not been a pleasant series for the Phils. Popped out of play, 2-2. Or 1-2. Okay. We'll use Velasquez's glove at second, short, third, left field. He's come in several games for defensive purposes late in the game. Gone out to left field. Switch hitter. Some speed on the bases, and he's got a base hit. Drops one in front of Harper in right field.
Good for him.
15 knocks for the Orioles. I don't know what's left on the note page. Joe Girardi, I guess the young kid's pitch count getting a little high. Protect him, get him out.
If you're the Orioles, you know,
there might be a position player coming in here to finish this. A plate umpire Sean Barber said, "Really, you're going to pitch him?" I'll put him there, and then we'll put him here. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here. He said, "I don't want to pitch. You want to pitch?"
Well, we know who's not going to pitch.
Yeah, it's Walker.
Ogden is out.
Neil
Walker's going to get a shot.
He'll take one for the club.
Hey, you got anything other than the fastball? No, not really. We'll just make something up if I put a 2 down.
I'll just put something down there.
Just spin it or something.
A lot of smiles out there.
Hey, when's the last time you pitched? Travel ball, 12.
Now the issue is if you're Dwight.
Last year, right?
Picked up a win.
You used to see a 90, 95. Somebody comes in and he's just flipping stuff up there at 68 and 78. You don't see a lot of strikeouts, but what you do see is a lot of pop-ups.
His dad was a big league pitcher. Maybe he's got some pitching genes. Well, everybody in the big leagues, it seemed at some point in their career played shortstop and pitched, right? Unless you were left-handed,
That's
maybe
right.
they play short.
Oh, I promise you, he probably pitched in high school. If your dad's a big league pitcher, you probably.
Just checking to see what he has. Let's see if I got up there. George Girardi, I think, glad he has a mask on in Philadelphia these days. Saving the bullpen for another day.
At first base now.
Okay.
He's probably happy about that. Get to stand up for a little bit.
Knapp behind the plate. It's a little ninth inning shuffle here. This one would appear to have been over a while ago, but playing it out. Joe Girardi doesn't want to use up any more of his bullpen than he has to. So Neil Walker gets the ball. From Rio Ruiz. Velasquez down at first base, one down, and this is Dwight Smith. .76-mile-an-hour heater.
And it's going to be an expanded strike zone, so be ready to swing if you get 2 strikes.
Like his finish, he's ready to field his position. See his squares up on the finish. Chris Davis has done that.
Yes, he has.
He had a good outing in Fenway. More things you can do. 3-1 pitch. Turned, got a little ahead of that one.
Well, every pitcher always wants to hit, and there's really most position players would like to get on the mound once at the big league level.
Down low for a walk. You getting hungry, Ben?
No, I passed that stage about 3 hours ago. It's kind of gone away. The feeling's gone.
That 4 o'clock game, here we are after 9, right?
Well, at least we played some quick games these last couple anyway.
And it's It's a little more enjoyable when the home team is winning, the home team being in the Orioles, right? Here's Severino, 3 hits. He may go yard again. Hit that one pretty well. No, got under it. Walker says, I own Severino. Nothing going on in the Oriole bullpen, so this is David Hess's game to finish. Velasquez out at second, Smith at first. There's a strike. I do think there's a lesson for young kids, Ben, and watch how he finishes after his pitch. He's in a good fielding position.
Yeah.
You see a lot of guys falling off toward first base. Look, he's ready. Come back at me. I'll give you some glove.
I just want to see him get that glove from, you know, that's what we always teach our young pitchers. Watch where he ends up with his glove kind of behind his back. You get a line drive at 100 miles an hour right back at you. Watch where his glove is. See it behind his back right there?
Good point. I thought he was in a good fielding
position.
Well,
no, he's down in a good, he's in an athletic position.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
Did you fall off? Were you?
No, I mean, if you see guys that fall off a bunch, typically they're flying open. The mechanics aren't great.
That's not good. Yeah.
You want to be nice and balanced over the rubber with a little fall off. I think everybody falls off. Right-handers typically fall slightly towards the first base line. Left-handers the opposite.
I think of Messina, how he would finish. I mean, and he was a Gold Glove fielder, and that was one of the reasons.
It flew off and balance was good.
Mixing in a breaking ball. In this regularly scheduled game.
We're hearing that that blowout win, Rays over Red Sox. The Red Sox had 2 positions.
So Orioles down in the 9th. They need 3 outs for a sweep on top 11-4. Headed back home. Open up a 3-game series and then the suspended game. But it's been pretty impressive in Philadelphia. They won that crazy one in game 1 that they won it 4 times. They lost it 3 times, and they just went back and forth and found a way to win that one. And then last night, when it looked like Zach Eflin was cruising, they got after him and got into the bullpen and pulled that 1-run game out. And today fell behind early and just exploded here from the middle innings on. Bohm with a blast out to right center that's run down by Austin Hayes. He's making. So we talk about the offense tonight, Ben, and Orioles just racking up hits and runs. 5 Orioles with multiple hits. Alberto with 2, Iglesias with 2.
For me, you know, early in the year, and the Orioles, you know, beat the Red Sox early, but it was really just 3 or 4 guys that was carrying the offense. If you remember that, it wasn't a whole lot of production down towards the bottom. But now here recently, the entire lineup is beginning to get base hits and be productive.
Nice play by Alberto on a shot into short right, throws him out for the 2nd out. Neil Walker. He got to pitch tonight, but not much at the plate. An over. David Hess trying to close it out here against Walker. Eshelman started. He went 5 strong, 4 hits, and chance to pick up the win. They should do it. Hayes coming in, and the Orioles have swept the Phils. First 5-game win streak since August. This one actually 5 2/3 if you talk about the suspended game, but we'll.
Your buddies about it. The Orioles now 10-7 on the year. I thought Eshelman was huge for the Orioles. I think he really set the tone on the mound. He had a quality effort out there, and then the Oriole offense really got going. And if I did the math right, the Orioles scored 23 runs in this series from the 5th inning on.
Wow.
You talk about late production. They wore it out towards the back half of these ball games, and that's why they swept it in a big way with 11-4 W.
They got some quiet confidence. They're winning baseball games. And join us again tomorrow. Now it's the McDonald. This is Scott Garceau. Orioles sweep the Phils with an 11-4 win tonight. Have a great evening, everybody. Melanie and Bordy coming up next.